Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Christmas in July movies.
Hey, Brad, guess what?
What?
I'm Panda, and I like Hallmark Christmas in July movies.
We started to border on like Sebastian from Little Mermaid there briefly.
I pulled it back.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dan.
Ooh.
And guess what, guys?
What?
I despise those Hallmark Christmas in July movies.
Oh.
This is
It's
the
the
Deck
Hallmark Podcast.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Man, it feels like we're doing a new thing. Can I say that?
Yo,
I know
who's
that
doing it?
I know that God's doing anything,
Yo, who's doing it?
and I know that we're doing anything.
Yo, who's doing it?
Who's doing it?
New thing.
God is doing a new thing. You know who's doing it?
Yo, who's doing it?
God is doing a new thing. Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well today.
So
on
well.
this.
It feels a little bit like a holiday because it's a new Christmas movie.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
It doesn't really matter when it is. And I'm not the guy that likes these movies, but when you sit down to watch a new Christmas movie,
It hits
feels
different.
as the
It
kids
does.
say. Yes.
It
This
does.
hits
It
different.
feels like the holidays.
This movie has a dog in it.
Yeah, a lot of movies have dogs in it. man.
What's another thing that kids say?
Army.
What?
I don't know.
Are kids saying just run around saying Army?
That's no cap.
No cap.
Army. No
Yeah.
cap.
This movie is Army Cap, in fact, everybody.
Yo, there's so much cap in this
now,
Army.
I will say this, guys. We have a good track record of Christmas in July. Last year, Crashing Through the Snow.
Oh, boy, yeah.
A couple years before that, Christmas Camp.
Yeah.
Come on down to Christmas Camp. Your boy Brand is hanging out there,
you
doing
remember-
crafts and doing
Before we go
things.
any
to
further with this,
birthday
do you
bird.
remember when we did the Christmas Camp review in your basement, and he specifically said it was the best movie he'd
Yes,
seen all
I
year
do.
of any kind?
Yep, I do.
And we immediately were like, it's just because it's a new Christmas
Right,
movie.
exactly.
Because that movie was bad.
Oh, it's a disaster.
Yeah, okay.
It was so, I don't know if I'm allowed to. I'll refrain. I know some insider information about it. I'm pretty sure somebody
No,
who
I
was
actually-
very close to the movie said that was largely,
That person told me the same thing a few
Okay.
weeks ago.
yeah.
I got caught. Yeah, I got caught in a conversation I couldn't get out of.
Yep. Yep.
And I
Doing
got that.
things and seeing
Doing
stuff, doing things on the Christmas camp. Here's a craft and here's a cane. It's candy and you lick it. Yeah.
Don't you wish it was sticky?
Anytime I do a song about candy cane, it
You
feels
get
weird.
into the ochres real
Well,
fast.
because
You do, yeah.
what can you sing about candy canes that you can't also sing about other things that are not as inappropriate as candy canes?
I think you've made this far worse than it needed to be.
Dang it, not again.
You just
Jeez.
have to right the ship.
I'm all grown up now.
Do you like that Amy Grant song?
No, he hates it.
I hate it too. I didn't know you hated it.
I load that song.
It's awful.
Amy Grant is the better version of it.
I didn't know there's another version.
What versions have you heard?
Yeah, there's another version.
Amy Grant's the one that's on the radio every
Is
year.
that the one that's on the radio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, no, I hate it. Then.
And I love Amy.
You tried to give Amy.
I was trying to give Amy Grant the benefit of the doubt
I
because
love
it's
Amy Grant,
but
no.
that song's awful.
It's real bad.
So bad.
Well, let's see if the movie lives up to the song
Could it?
Or surpass the song?
or surpass the song. Is it possible? Let's find out. My Grown-Up Christmas Wish originally aired on July 9th, 2021.
No,
And
it didn't.
2022.
There it is.
We're only a few months in, guys. I think you have until
Pace yourself.
August
Oh,
to
yeah?
get the year
What?
right.
You got another month. You're working
In
on
my defense, I have no defense.
None.
And it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with a song. You guessed it. My grown-up Christmas list. A girl gets off a bus with a suitcase. Her name is Kayla. And she ends up talking to a young skinny Santa, as she calls him, who asks her for her name. So he is into her. Para Noel, para know her, para yes, sir. We're all working.
That's not bad. It's
Thank
better
you.
than I thought it was going to
Thank
be.
you. Thank you. That's nice. The thing you've ever said to me.
That's nice of things
Dadgummit,
you've ever
give
said
me
to
this one thing. He tells her that he's never seen her around here before, and she says, It's my first Christmas back in a few years. And
I have lived here my whole life.
And he lectures her on Christmas. Spoiler, it's not the real Santa, despite driving a lifted red pickup truck as Santa does in his off time. His real name is Luke. He's in the military, but he is home for Christmas cosplaying as Santa because you gotta. Apparently, it's Christmas Eve and Kayla eats some Chinese food with her grandpa, and after he falls asleep, just from a food coma or something, I don't know. She goes on a very, very cold walk because she's missing her mom. And what do you know? But Luke sees her sitting on a bench all by herself. So he sits next to her and they talk about coming home and whatnot. Oh, this is good. And she tells him that her mom passed away 2 years ago today. So downer, but he leaves her with an adieu, and we fast forward 1 year.
He leaves her within a do.
Yep.
Yeah, Panda gets it.
Okay.
Adieu.
With an adieu. I got you. I thought you said within a do.
No, with an adieu.
With an adieu.
Hi, my name's Anna.
Adieu. Nice to meet you.
It's very good to meet you. I'm constantly leaving you with good tidings.
That's a funny bit.
Fast forward 1 year, and she is almost front page ready for
almost front page ready
for the publication.
She's really
that she
doing things and stuff. You think she'll write a poem?
Maybe. And she heads back to her house, her hometown for Christmas. She's working at her grandpa's store, and guess who walks in? It's Luke, and he promptly asks her out on a date. He takes her to an empty field, as you do, and teaches her to listen to nothing but the wind to calm herself down, something like that. I don't know, voodoo. When they get back into town to help decorate for the veterans, is it a veterans ball? Is it a ball? Is it a gala? Banquet.
Yeah.
For the veterans banquet. Would you rather a banquet, a ball, or a gala?
Just give me a banquet. I know I'm getting a lot of food at a banquet. Ball and gala, foods.
Banquet, you could go lower key.
Yeah.
Yeah. But gala, you might walk away with some prizes.
No. Very seldom.
Very seldom.
In the galas that I've attended.
The Veterans Banquet is what we're talking about here. And she tags along. They decorate trees and stuff. His dad hands him a letter from Army. And that's never a good sign when you're falling in love. They plug in a tree, and she holds his hand, and he's like, I got to take you to a snowy bridge now and kill you. Nope. Not going to kill her. But he is going to tell her the bad news about, the Army letter. And that he's heading to what he calls Eastern Europe, the place, and that it's going to be pretty remote, so he won't be able to stay in touch very much. I'll be gone a year, he says. But she says, listen, I like you, so let's give this thing a shot. And they kiss.
I will wait
for you. They kiss what I would say is quite possibly the longest kiss in the history of Hallmark.
Yeah.
I don't have the stats to back that up. It's just a feeling. We get a montage of a year where they actually do end up staying in contact quite a lot, actually. It's pretty easy, except sometimes the connection breaks up. What can you do?
Storm or two.
She finds out that she's getting a promotion, and that's exciting.
Certain parts.
She is going to be editor now. So good. She just wishes that Luke was there to celebrate with her. He's getting ready to head home for the holidays, as you do in Army. But all the flights are grounded due to big storm, and Army says, sorry, I missed your chance. So he gets his buddy to Skype in on a projector, and he proposes. Wow. And her grandpa hands her a snowflake ring, and she says yes. The connection then goes out. Uh-oh. So they go into the snow wearing very large white pants, and they reset the tree router, I guess? I don't know. But anyway, he gets back up, the stream resets, and he says, let's plan a wedding. Another year passes, or so I'm told. She's planning the wedding all by herself, just wishing that he could be there to help. Luckily, he gets home early, as armies do, but then he gets called away. Curses. They slow dance to, you guessed it, Grown Up Christmas List. And he leaves, possibly because they slow danced to the saddest Christmas song of all time. She gets tired of waiting, and so she goes out to Eastern Europe to hang with Army. And Army loves it. She's just kind of like hanging out in her bed, reading, a magazine or two, waiting for him to get back from his rescue mission in the woods of Eastern Europe. He gets back and is like, wow, you're here. You want to get married? Let's go back home. Okay, so they go back home to get married, and we get, you guessed it, Grown Up Christmas List. For the third time, they kiss, we cheer, and that, my friends, was my Grown Up Christmas List.
We did it.
Wow.
Boy.
Did you have Grown Up Christmas List at 3 or under? When you went into this movie, did you think you were going to get it 3 times?
I gotta be honest, I did not actually make the connection to the song when I saw the title.
Wow.
I didn't.
I
wonder what this Jingle Bells movie is going to sound like.
Those are the same. Jingle Bells.
My Grown Up Christmas List?
It's not Jingle Bells.
Yeah, but it's
not
pretty
Jingle Bells.
It's an obscure title that is only contributed to a song.
I guess I had put the song out of my mind.
So if there was a movie called All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yeah, I know this. Yeah, once again, these are songs that have been out for decades.
How about I Want a Hippopotamus?
My Grown Up Christmas List has been out almost the same time as All I Want for Christmas. It's the same.
It is not.
Okay, let's do a.
It's not near that level.
Let's do. What's a good one?
Can I just tell you I should have put it together and we can move on?
No, I just want to. What's an equivalent?
The fact that you're thinking about it proves my point.
No, I can't, because it's such a high art song to me that it's like everyone should know. So I'm trying to think of at your level, like at your Christmas knowledge.
Christmas canon.
If someone named a movie The Christmas Canon, I would be excited for a very festive pirate movie.
Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
There she blows and deck the holes.
Here on Deck the Hallmark.
Talk to
Before you book any brunch, you just pour over the list and list of brunch reviews, don't you, boys?
That's
always.
So
you guys know how you're always going to brunch and stuff?
Yeah.
So can I ask you this question?
Please do.
Why don't you do the same when booking a doctor's appointment?
That's a great question, Brian.
Is it because it's been hard this whole time?
I feel like there's so many hurdles.
Yeah.
Like getting there in person, and who do I even call, and why do they have me on hold again?
Shouldn't my foot fungus be the same as brunch? With ZocDoc, you can see real verified patient reviews to help find the right doctor in your network and in your neighborhood. After all, finding the right doctor is just as, if not more important than finding the right plate of eggs Benedict.
It is 100% more important than finding the right plate of eggs Benedict.
I like ZocDoc. I've downloaded the app. It shows me the doctors that are the best reviewed for what I need, whether it's a dentist,
And
a real doctor, or others. Yes, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, look, if you don't believe us, it costs you nothing to download the app.
It's a nothing situation.
You download the app, and I guarantee you're going to love the ZocDoc.
So this is all I'm asking you to do. Dentist or otherwise, or real doctor. All you have to do is do this. Okay, everyone do it. Just
right now.
We've talked about it all year. At this point, just do it. ZocDoc.com/Hallmark. Download the app for free. Then start your search for top-rated doctors or dentists today. Many are going to be available within 24 hours. Just go to ZocDoc.com/Hallmark. That is ZocDoc.com/Hallmark. Just ZocDoc, baby. Thanks, Benedict. We're back, everybody. Welcome to my grown-up Christmas list. Let's break this movie down. Christmas in July. Kevin McGeary, the girl that he's in love with in real life.
Fiona.
Is that her name?
No, her name is also Kayla in real life.
Is it really?
Yes.
Great.
But I thought this girl's name is Taylor.
Might be. I might have gone on IMDb.
Taylor Nichols.
Taylor Nichols.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you said
everybody.
Kayla.
I wrote down her real name based off of the IMDb.
It was a real name, fake
That's
name
on me,
situation.
everybody. That's on me. I know everybody at home was calling me out. Just delete the emails. Dear Brandon. Dear Mr. Brad.
this?
I heard the name you said, and I wanted you to know. Incorrect.
Whoever
Next.
that is, we're booking them for Christmas candy.
Yeah,
They
for
will
sure. Dude,
fit
they will be
right
so
in.
great in Christmas candy.
They're the
Next
kidnapped
time-
kid.
all British cast for Christmas candy,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
You are going to bite the hand that feeds you. Let's break this movie down. Let's start with a hot take. Panda, what'd you think?
People are watching, Panda.
Yes, I know.
Don't screw this up, man. Don't offend anybody, okay?
I know people are watching.
My
I would
grown-up
hate
Christmas
to,
list.
I would hate to get sort of pushback.
That's right. We just above board. Even if you hate it, say nice things.
I will absolutely. Nice, huh? All right. So here's the deal. Here's what I will say about this movie. It is aesthetically very beautiful. There's an aesthetic here. I did not hate this movie. That is a true story. I did not hate this movie. There was a lot of things in this movie that call into question narrative continuity.
Yeah, you think?
There are some questionable choices that sometimes take the watcher out of the film. But if you could set aside some of those inconsistencies.
How? That's the whole film. That's 82 minutes.
If you could set aside some of those inconsistencies, there is some fun to be had with this movie, provided that you don't think too much about it. So all I want to say is not a hate. I did not actively hate this movie. I would watch it again. It made me smile at certain points.
This is
There you
absurd.
Come on. Get up
top.
there. So I want to tell you a story.
Here's the story. If you put a new movie out in July and call it a Christmas movie, Brand's going to love it. It doesn't matter if it literally is just a box of turds.
I'll start with what I didn't like. Tonally, it shifts. Now to what I did
Freaking
like.
tectonic plates over here.
Now to what I did like. Everything else. The Christmas vibe, can I say that? There are a lot of really good Christmas vibes in this movie. Looking all around, giving me all the Christmas feels. I don't like the song. Going back to what I don't like. Don't like the song. Bummed that I had to hear it 3 times in the course of an hour and a half. I did like all the other things. I didn't like how offended I am for the army. I'm not in it, but I'm offended for the army. But I did like everything else. I had a good time. I guess I should say I had a good time. I know that this is not to be clear. I know that this is not at the level of, almost all of the Christmas movies last year.
Thank you. That's all.
But it's July, and I loved it. So sorry.
Can we just be
not
clear?
sorry.
If this was in last year's crop of movies, we're fighting over who's putting this in their bottom 5 for the bonus episode.
Oh no, it's not in my bottom 5.
Here's why it's not in my bottom 5. Well, here's why. I would put this in the same category as the movie about the Christmas light decoration. It was remember where they were competing?
They're competing.
It was bonkers new. It was
Really?
It was not. I have been around there, but it was just still.
Yeah,
near
that
the
was
bottom.
definitely in my bottom 10.
Bottom 10.
Yeah.
So I probably would be in my bottom 10. But here's the thing.
Bottom 10, yes. Bottom 5, no.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I would also say I really like the leads in this. Like I know that they're married together. I did not mind, but I also like the Butterfly movie. Weren't they combined in the Butterfly movie? Yeah. Maybe I'm just a stand for Taylor and
it's Kevlar. Kevin and Kayla. Kevlar.
Yeah.
That's what they call them.
Yeah.
That's their shipped name, apparently. I learned that today from Sheila Calloway.
Oh yeah,
See, I learn
Sheila.
things every day.
Hey.
I'm offended on behalf of the Army for sure. We have a lot of fun here at Deck the Hallmark, but we don't joke about the troops. We're going to make a lot of jokes about whatever this was, but this was not the troops in any form or fashion across the board. None of this was actual Army. And I say that on good authority of someone who is living, breathing, and has 2 eyes. I'm offended on behalf of the people that probably thought up this idea, because in my head, thinking about this movie, because I watched it this morning, someone probably wouldn't it be cool if these people meet, but the timing just isn't right? And there's been other movies made like this, and it's like a series of smaller short films where they get to spend time together, and then they have to go apart, and they spend time together and have to go apart, but then we'll Hallmark it up and make it end happily.
Yeah,
so,
I like that.
So in their heads, this movie makes a lot of sense. Like Love at the Christmas Table, where every year they end up seeing each other at Christmas time.
Oh, what a great movie.
It's one of the best Christmas movies for TV, made for TV ever made.
Yes.
One of the best ones. And so there was this inkling in here of somebody who's like, I have this idea. And then I can imagine that person having to watch what actually was on screen and going, what is that? Because it's an absolute mess. I don't know if it was budget. I don't know if it's because everyone was freezing their tails off. I don't know what it was, but time was not spent to make this look cohesive or like an actual film that stands together in 83 minutes. It's a series of wait whats that are constantly topping the other one in a series of how did this movie get made poker. That is what this is. It is bad dumpster fire territory. And to say otherwise means it must be Christmas in July. This movie's bad. And you know what? I also like the two leads. I think Kevin and Kevla, as I was taught today, are both wonderful. Can we get them? Here's what I think. Because this movie was acquired, and the Butterflies movie was
it's a Johnson movie. Yeah, these are both Johnsons.
I think what happened was they fell in love and did they get married, or they just started together, and they wanted to make movies together, and so they didn't wait for Hallmark to pair them together. They just decided to go and find somebody to make movies for them. And so I'm glad they got to work together and spend time together. But aside from that, no, absolutely not. This is a real head spinner, guys. I culled through my wait whats and got it down to 22. I'm serious, and I won't say them all, but I had 30. I had 30 wait whats, like legitimate gaping plot holes in this film that don't make any sense at all.
Did you like the Christmas though?
I mean, you could tell it was cold because everyone looks like they're freezing, and the real snow is always a treat.
Yes.
So I'm not upset about that.
That sounds to me like Dan liked the movie.
So that's what I'm
I think
hearing.
That's the takeaway.
Dan liked the movie.
And if you're involved with this movie and want to review our review, then yes, you can put that down. Sure.
Dan likes the movie. Real snow, real lights. Call it a day.
There it is.
Let's go to all the feels.
Yeah, I actually like the scene where I will say it's a little fast to do this in a relationship, but where he drives around to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And he turns off the car.
They've maybe spent 2 hours together in their life.
Yes. And he turns off the car. Now, if I'm trying to project how I would feel as a woman who is meeting a man and for only 2 hours and this is occurring, and I think I would be frightened. But if we could set aside the fear, this is a very beautiful scene, and I too love to listen to the snow falling on the ground. There's just something really beautiful.
There's nothing better than just sitting and like enjoying the snowfall.
Oh my gosh, I agree. And so that was my feel for this.
I met my goal for like elderhood. The grandpa in this movie is everything that I want to be.
The guy with the mustache.
Now,
Taylor's grandpa. Yeah.
I see him. He's got a fantastic Christmas flannel on. He's got like a really cozy Christmas cardi on. And he's got a fantastic gray mustache. And I'm like, you know what? I want to be that guy. But then Dan pulls up his IMDb photo, and it's not just the stash. It's a full beard. And he's everything I aspire to be.
You got to see this guy.
Guys, go do yourself a favor. Go to the IMDb of what's his name?
He's old.
What's his name? What's his name?
His name is James M. Jenkinson.
I mean, even the name.
Big Boss Man Jenkinson.
James M. Jenkinson. Google him. Love him. Fantastic. He's everything that I want to be. He is a Paul David Tripp knockoff, 100%.
Description. Holy cow, yes.
And what's crazy is for years I've been like, man, if I can one day be half as cool as Paul David Tripp, like not a lie.
That is wild.
Something happened when Paul turned, I don't know,
Oh, he turned to cool.
60, where he was like, I'm going to start buttoning my top button, losing the suit jacket, and just being awesome. And I feel like, that's my goal in life.
I'm trying to get there, except a lot earlier.
Well, it's already passed
60,
for you.
You're probably too late.
But gosh, I loved him so much. Dan?
Yeah, my feels was I wanted to fight Kevin McGarry's dad, who said that the Douglas fir smells better than a Fraser fir tree. He's like, sure, Fraser fir has more room for ornaments, but the Douglas fir smells better. That's fundamentally false, right?
I don't know.
I have.
I know people really.
I thought about what you would say, and I said Dan would know the answer to that.
I can't. I have had in my house Douglas fir, Fraser fir, noble fir, Scotch pine. And the Fraser fir is the best. It smells like Christmas, for crying out loud.
Maybe for you.
What are we doing here, gang?
I don't know.
Maybe this is one of those situations where if you were only grew up on the Douglas fir.
Yeah.
It's just a who's it, what's it.
But aside from that, my only feel was like I was sad for the armed services in general.
Yeah.
They didn't even try. It was not even trying. It was
not. But
to film the scenes in Eastern Europe, they probably went to the back 40 of wherever they were currently filming the scenes in the town.
Yeah. Possibly.
Yeah. But that's Eastern Europe for you.
That is Eastern Europe for you.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back, and we'll see what we can do with the Wait What. See if we can, find some in the.
It's going to be tough out there.
Panda, you know how we were talking about how we like to relax by listening to the snow fall and a nice winter's night, maybe put on a fire.
I sure do, Brian.
It's the perfect way to just take a break, to take a breather. And that's what I also love doing with the Calm app.
Oh, me too.
I'm a big fan of the Calm app.
Me too.
I love the sleep stories. I love the step-by-step meditation.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot right over on the Calm app.
Yeah.
And I've used it many a times, especially over the past few years, to do exactly what the name says, which is to get a little calm in my life. If you can't get around some snow falling, the second best thing to that is absolutely Calm. Yep. Absolutely, yes. The Calm app. It is the #1 mental wellness app to give you the tools to improve the way that you feel by reducing stress and anxiety through guided meditations and all sorts of different things. And if you go to calm.com/deck, you're going to get a special offer of 40% off Calm premium subscriptions. That is calm.com/deck to get 40% off Calm premium. That is CALM.com/deck for 40% off. Calm. Hi, everybody. We're back. We're talking about my grown-up Christmas list.
Christmas list.
Let's get to the Wait What part of the show. It is where we talk about what in this movie made us go, wait, what? Panda, what'd you get? You had a different viewing experience than Dan and I. Dan and I were in the same room. You were watching it by your lonesome.
There was a couple things I rewound for Brian because he didn't believe it when I said it out loud. He was like, rewind that.
Well, that's fair. But I will say overall, I don't know if I can use the airtight moniker here.
No.
But there's a few things where a little air bubbles are getting in from time to
time.
Air
bubbles.
First of all, I just want to point out their relationship's just kind of weird in general, and it is nothing to do with the army. It has everything to do with the fact that they meet each other. They spend a grand total of a few hours together, and
they just decide they're meant for
all
each
in.
other. Yeah.
And go all in. Which again, not judging, it's just weird. He comes across as incredibly creepy the very first time they meet. He's just asking her question after question.
He's accosting her as Santa Claus.
Yes, as Santa, and it is uncomfortable. That's the best way of describing that opening scene. What becomes more uncomfortable is the fact that you realize that they somehow don't know each other, despite the fact that she's lived in this town her entire life, and they literally have all interacted with.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
That is the one where it's like, how have they not met before?
How have they not met?
She hasn't been back in 2 years, but she grew up there.
Yeah, and they went to those stores, and she goes, "Oh, I just never realized that was your dad." Maybe, but it just seems beyond plausibility. The other thing she accuses his name of is not being Christmassy enough. His name is Luke.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but in the book of Luke in the
Gospel
Bible,
of Luke retells the story of Christmas.
Yeah. Instead, they make a really veiled
it's an alien joke.
They make no. You didn't get that joke? That's a Star Wars joke. They made a Star Wars joke.
Well, it failed on both
I
ones.
know. That's the thing.
Sorry, it was so stupid.
We had to talk through it. I had to
talk through it with Brandon to go, what is this joke? I was like, oh, it's Star Wars.
Did you write it down? Do you still have it?
No, I deleted it because I was trying to get it down to manageable over here.
How
bad is that?
That's terrible. She says he's a Charles Dickens fan by simply stating the least amount of information somebody could probably say about Bob Cratchit.
Great Expectations. Blah, 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 blah.
I'm just not sure if being the go-to voice for the Christmas section of an online publication, which I'm still not sure about what this online publication is. That's another thing.
Vox World, Panda.
Sure.
Vox World.
I don't know. And then the last thing I have a bunch. I mean, it's just, it's Veterans Christmas Dinner. Okay, but the way the punctuation, I'm not a grammar Nazi over here, but the way they have it set up is veteran singular with a apostrophe. It's a veterans, like it's.
Did they put an apostrophe S?
Yes.
Oh, dear gracious.
Veterans Christmas dinner, if I'm not mistaken.
There's one veteran who's in charge of
the Christmas
dinner.
But that's not what it is.
It's his dad. It's his dad's dinner.
Okay.
Everyone else is invited. His dad is the veteran.
Is that what the way that they're...
That's ridiculous.
I don't think that's what they're going for.
Because that's bad. Like, I mean, I'm not a grammar boy, but even I sat there and I was like, I don't think that's what they're trying to communicate.
What's great is, like, I'm also clearly not a grammar boy, but I did see that and go, I don't feel like it's right.
I don't feel like that's accurate.
I'm sitting next to Dan. I don't want to say anything.
Yeah. I didn't even touch the Army stuff. I mean, that's just...
Oh, listen.
That was just the civilian stuff.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry.
I'll stop right now.
I don't know why you do Santa if you're not going to commit to the bits and just make yourself fat. Yeah. Just use a pillow. It's literally like the least you can do to this if you're gonna stand out there, and also it would keep you warm. I'm just trying to help a brother out. If you're gonna go outside and it's cold, just get a pillow. Yeah. You're good to go. You're good to go. She's talking to him about how she lost her mom. And she says, Christmas has been tough ever since then. It's been 2 years.
Hasn't even been 2 Christmases yet.
Ever since then. Yeah, like last year, the one was tough. We see the amazing front page worthy stuff that she's turned into her boss, and it is a paragraph and a half. It is less than half a page, but it's the good stuff. She does quote, he quotes Dickens, as you mentioned, Panda, and she responds with, "You've been reading my articles, haven't you?" I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the only place you'd read Dickens.
Yeah.
He's not that big a deal.
I appreciate that this is something maybe you do sometimes, maybe you don't, but to fix a broken FaceTime connection, she just starts typing on the computer.
Yeah.
Restart. Fix. Abracadabra. I don't know what you typed down, but she's doing it.
It fixed it.
The music when they go out to reset the tree router, there was very much someone's going to die.
Somebody's getting shot.
Someone's going to die.
Yeah.
They have guns, which they never have in Hallmark.
No, never.
And I'm like, they're going to have to use these guns.
Yeah, I was waiting for a
the
gun
music
shot.
is like basically Mission Impossible.
What they did was they were like, you know what? This is so perfect. We've just got to make it authentic. Give me some automatic weapons. Everything else about this scene is so authentic.
We're
just missing the guns. That's the issue.
I cannot be the only one that felt like someone was going to die in the snow, right? That music was very much.
Yes, I thought I was waiting for an explosion or
Someone-
something. Well, heck, he even says at one point, as they're leaving, he's like, "Did you hear that?" Well, and
then nothing
happened.
Cut back to the town.
I am so baffled.
Someone's gonna
Somebody's gonna get shot.
Someone's got a knife. He's talking to her about how his dad.
This is the best.
How his dad was gone for a lot for the army,
Yeah.
and he says his dad missed countless birthdays. And I would say it cannot be more than 25 because that's how old he is. You can count
There
them.
are you can't say countless birthdays if you could literally go back and count
Easily,
the number of birthdays.
I'll be honest. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably on two hands.
It's a family of elves. They've lived hundreds of years.
Countless birthdays. Does the army issue camo bedspreads was a question that I had.
Come on. That camo bedspread was clutch.
Picture that.
It was stitched and everything.
Well, what's terrible is I looked at that and I said, "Man, he's got a great aesthetic for a barrack." I mean, it is really crushing.
I guys, listen. I'm all about snow and cold and Christmas decorations, but you got to call an audible on that wedding locale.
No kidding.
It is freezing. No one's happy.
No one.
Everyone's just trying to
Omaha.
This is one of those situations where you go outside and you go, maybe we just move it in. Maybe we can push the veteran. Dad, can we push your dinner back? The veterans banquet and move it in there.
Wild is that like it takes you out of the movie if you weren't taken out already because you're not even worried about the characters. The actors look like they're not going to make it.
No one seems happy.
They look like they're just terrified how cold they are.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
bad.
they look very cold. And last but not least, and I'm sure that someone has done this, but I saw it and I was like, that's not right, is it? Isn't the groom normally on the right
side, if
and
you're
the bride
looking
is
at
on
it,
the
yes.
left?
Yeah.
It was swapped in this
don't know if
movie.
that's-
It was. It could
I
be
don't
a
know if
camera
it's.
boy.
What do you mean it could be a camera boy?
Well, just they flip flop in the camera.
They flip flop this one.
Yeah, they flip.
None of the other shots they flip
But in
flop.
this one, it
But
was a
in this
camera
one they
flip-flop,
flip
boy.
flop.
They flip flop.
Interesting.
They
That's
got-
an
they
interesting
just-
It's because
choice.
of the cold. It was so cold they had to flip flop it to get.
I'm convinced it's a camera.
You got to invert it.
Yeah, it was
gotta
a
go-
camera flip-flop boy.
They were sitting
Yeah.
there. They were looking at it and they just said,
Any other movie, I would say Panda's not right here. But in this movie, it could be a camera flip-flop
It could be a
boy.
camera boy. I don't know if that is across the board. Every wedding is like that, but I've been to enough weddings and been in one of my own, one real one.
How was
it? That I would say that's how I've experienced it. But
That's
what do
wild.
I know? Dan?
Yeah, I mean, a couple you guys didn't get to. The first time she comes into town, she goes to her grandpa's shop and she goes, "It's busy in here." And he says, "Yeah, the last minute Christmas rush." I do want to point out there are 4 people there, including her and her grandpa. So there are 2 people shopping. Dose. That is not a big Christmas rush.
Well, there's only 6 people in town, Dan.
I have a lot,
so-
and they don't know each other. I have a lot of questions about his situation in the army. The haircut is the least of those questions. The fact that he can wear shaggy hair, I'll let it slide because apparently, and I want to make sure I understand this, he gets to come home for Christmas every year, and when he comes home, he's never sure when he's going back.
What
Yeah.
a great setup.
So every year they call him and they go, "We got to get you here." And he only knows 2 things for sure. One is, I'm coming home for Christmas.
Yep.
And 2, I don't know when or where I'm going next. Every Christmas.
Yeah.
That is not how Army does things, right?
Yep.
They don't have a Christmas package where it's like, we'll send you somewhere. You'll go home for Christmas. And here's the thing is, that's one thing. But apparently, if the day you're supposed to fly home for Christmas, the weather is bad, you don't get to go home at all.
Yep. It's an all or nothing.
They don't postpone that thing
No,
a day.
they do not.
They're like, your day is the 19th. And if the weather's bad on the 19th,
Wait till January.
2 years.
It's over.
No, full year. You got to wait another full year. That's what they got to do.
It is, yeah.
Can I be honest, though, going back to the army bit and the Christmas, everything revolves around Christmas.
Yeah.
Have we tried it?
It may not be a bad
Have
idea.
we tried it? just to see what it does for the old morale.
Yeah. Make the tours a year longer, but you get to come home every Christmas.
That's exactly right.
You don't know where you're going when you go back.
That's right.
The second time he's home, and this is embarrassing for everyone involved. I rewound it. This is bad, guys. Movie makers, this is bad. Look, I'm sorry that our podcast exists to call this out. The dad hands him an envelope and says, "This came for you while you were gone." And on that envelope, in the left-hand corner, there's a U.S. Army stamp.
Yep.
And down at the bottom, it says Kevin McGarry's screen name.
Yep.
Luke
Skywalker, and it says nothing else.
Yeah.
There's no address. There are 2 stamps.
You're right.
There's an Army stamp, and then there is no address. It was just a full signed, sealed, delivered, stepping out in faith situation.
Well, but my understanding...
We'll get it to him.
They handed it to the... This is my what the Hallmark. They hand it to the dad. He says, "This was handed to me."
He said, I got the quote, "This arrived for you while you were gone." So it was in the mail somehow. They just went, "Oh, there's only one Luke in the Army. We got this from here."
Well, to be fair, it is Army.
It is Army, and Luke is such a non-festive name.
They know.
At one point while he's FaceTiming Taylor, he says, "It's almost lights out here." Are they at a Christian summer camp that I'm not aware of? Either you're in a bunk with an Army camo bedspread, sir, and you're a grown man, or you're at a centrifuge. I don't which is it?
And guys, no pranks tonight. We've had it. First couple days, we get it.
I'm going to put some tape on the door. We'll know if you've been out.
That's right. Monday, Tuesday, pranks are okay, but they're getting out of hand.
We take this serious.
No more, or else.
She at one point says, "I texted him, but it takes a while to go through." That's not a thing. Texts are either sent or they're not. I did not know that the Army snow camo was sponsored by LL Bean. What is happening? What in the oversized wear is happening? Kevin McGarry looks like he's Mark Wahlberg in a John Singleton film. Yeah. He looks like he's in Four Brothers right now. Is it the fourth layer of Inception? Like, what is happening in that scene?
Well, I think it was the best camo for snow is white.
Yeah. So they gave him pants that were 8 sizes too big.
It's warm. It's warm. You got to be warm.
You have to layer.
You got to layer.
So they just did one big layer.
One big layer.
They did one giant.
Live.
I didn't make any sense at all. I can't believe that this woman flew out to Army. I can't believe it, guys. Look. Once again, we have a lot of fun here, and we love the troops. If every loved one at home decided that they needed to fly out to Army
because they just couldn't handle it anymore,
the entire edifice on which Army is built would collapse. It would buckle at the foundation. You can't just fly to Army.
My initial thought was she's flying to Army to get married.
That was
I thought they were going to get married, but no. She flew into Army to lay on his camo bedspread and then take him promptly back home where he belonged.
I could not get over this. And I've got 2
Army's going to send you with a dishonorably discharged.
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. I got 2 more, and these are both big boys. I can't believe in the scene where he's talking with his commander in Army in Eastern Europe, where they're clearly in some sort of Mason lodge somewhere. There's like a Boy Scout badges on the wall. He salutes his commander. His commander salutes back. They pan out, British flag. So I just want to make sure we understand this straight. So paint the picture. Eastern Europe, U.S. Army base, British flag. No American flag anywhere.
Don't need it.
What is happening, guys? What's going on? Like, I'm not saying you got to make it perfect. Could we get the British flag out of the scene?
I just want to know why the British flag was there if they shot this in Canada.
It's Eastern Europe.
I just could not believe what I was seeing. We rewound it. I was like,
I understand that it's Eastern Europe. No, listen, no one gets it more than I do.
You understand Eastern Europe.
I want to know from how did it happen? Like, someone must have put it up. right? Because
Yeah.
they're in Canada.
Well,
Why would there be a British flag in the Mason Lodge in Canada?
Presumably took down the
Canadian flag, and they said, we got a British one, so they remind them that we're in Eastern Europe.
Maybe they grabbed the wrong flag by accident because they're both red, white, and blue, right? Are we right? And so they
so
slapped it up there.
I just
My only thought is they wanted us to remember that he's in Eastern Europe.
and so they put a British flag up, which is Western Europe.
Yes, that's the best that they have.
Lastly, they're doing a voiceover of what I believe are their vows. They don't say their vows because it's too freaking cold, but they're doing a voiceover. And in her voiceover, while they're staring at each other, trying not to get frostbite, she says, "The first time I met you, I wondered how anyone could be so jolly while wearing that scratchy beard. He's Santa Claus. That's the one rule. You have to be jolly,
Well, he wasn't-
scratchy or no."
He wasn't. He didn't have fat. He wasn't fat.
When
so
I first met you, I wondered how anyone could be so jolly while wearing that scratchy beard. That's the job, lady. That's the one thing you have to be with the scratchy beard on. It's jolly.
You do have to be jolly.
What are you doing? Go back to old England.
What he lacks in fat, he makes up for in jolly.
Good gravy.
I would say.
People have said that about me for years.
It's time for what the Hallmark is still what we could have been, maybe having because we wishes we still have. Panda, what are you still wondering about, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still wondering about why he had to go back to the base. Like, okay, his friend's caught.
Right.
There's a blizzard that's coming.
Yeah.
There's already air support that's up in the air to rescue him.
Yeah. I was.
Why does he have to go?
Because
That's the big one.
There's other people who
It's
can literally
the
lead the
ultimate
mission.
What the Hallmark
No,
is.
guys, you don't get it.
Once again, the entire foundation of Army, the idea of our armed services is uniforms make us all the same. It's a brotherhood where if he falls, I keep going.
Yep.
But in this version of Army, this guy's in trouble. What do? Let's call his best buddy back home.
I don't understand.
When Army can't find you call best bud. That's the rule. That's the rule. When Army can't find you, call best bud because best buds are connected with the heart.
That's true.
If you were
and
out
Army
there,
always checks that too.
that's true.
Hey, are you best buddies?
All right, man, guys, we're gonna pass around the forms once again. Update your best bud list,
The buddy list.
your top 8 on MySpace because it could come in handy. Because once again, when Army can't find, we call best buds.
Hey, Joey, I'm moving you out of one spot.
No,
You didn't share your food with me.
oh man, you want my camo bedspread?
You're back to number 1.
Oh yeah. I do want to know what type of publication Vox World is that allows from anything from hard-hitting news to weird poems.
Weird Christmas poems.
She's just writing willy-nilly. I want to know what type of publication this is because I cannot figure it out for the life of me what they actually do. But I'm here for it. And how they end up going with Vox World, taking a very well-known media conglomerate in Vox and adding the word world to the end of it.
Great idea.
So yeah,
I didn't realize we could just do that.
I work for the New York Times.
New York Times World.
The New Times. Dan?
Yeah, my big one was them calling the best bud. My only other one is they mentioned there's an upcoming animated Great Expectations coming out. Gross, first of all. Second of all, I think they did make an old one, but can I just submit that maybe choose for your script any other Dickens, like, as in maybe not Tale of Two Cities, just, I don't know, just creepy Miss Havisham in there. Great, I don't know if 8-year-olds are really the target audience there. I just, I thought it was a weird bit. I was like, absolutely not under any circumstances, but that's all I got.
Now, Hope in the Double Decker chat, who I believe is in the service, says our missing person protocol does actually include reaching out to best buds.
Wow.
But reaching out to best buddies not to tell them to come help.
He didn't tell him to come out.
He just said we lost him.
We said it was not an order. He makes it explicitly clear.
But it was inferred.
It was implied that we need somebody to come do it.
You call best buds.
You call best buds.
The
That's
best bud tracking system. TM. Trademarked by Army.
Army's so great.
Shout out to Army. Guys, we did it. It's time for the double decker of the week. We're paying us a deep dive.
We can't leave before we make sure we do mention the other What the Hallmark that I forgot because it's on my list of Wait What's, which is the song specifically says her list includes No More Wars. They say it 3 times in here.
Yeah.
And clearly Kevin McGarry is a part of a war that is continually still going on.
Yeah.
So we just needed to bring that up.
But I also think it's a political statement, which is why this movie transcends, right?
That's right. It transcends. It brings us together.
No fighting.
The double decker. All right. Okay.
War.
Wycliffe Jean.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Jingle bells.
Our double decker of the week is Langley Clements.
Yep.
Langley Clements or Clements?
Oh, it's
you
Langley
take it from
Clements.
there.
Yeah. No, Langley. Let me tell you, Langley, best invention I've ever heard.
Wow. Best one you've ever heard.
And I've got to explain what happened. Langley was out one day and really enjoys carving with the old knife, making little
whittles.
A little bit of whittling and stuff like that.
A little bit of whittling.
A little bit of whittling.
Whittling.
Well, as they were out there whittling, somebody came up and said, "You know what? This is such a beautiful day out." And Langley said, I wish I could write a poem about didn't have a pen. But as they were searching for a pen, it was a hot day, got sunburned. And this is what gave Langley the idea. She created a pen that has some aloe in it and also a little pocket knife in there, all combined into one.
What's it called, Panda?
Say hello to my whittle pen.
Yeah, you went a long way for that one. Holy cow. Good gosh. You went a long way for that one.
Woo!
And it was worth it.
That's why we do the program.
To my whittle pen. I knew that whittle was going to be a little thing, but you took it to the next level.
You're welcome.
I mean, man, boy.
Well, nothing
work,
else
Langley,
to add there. We will be back tomorrow with the episode that we recorded at Rama Drama.
Ooh.
Little Neil Bledsoe, little Ashley Williams, little Kristen Booth, no Tyler Hines. So it's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. Can't wait for it. And then we'll be back, the 3 of us, on Thursday with One Calls the Heart. On Friday with some more Christmas. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
That Sounds Fun podcast. It's produced by Tracy Millis name. It's recorded live in, that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com.